Hey, Mr. Stan 913 here. We're in Alexandria Bay, New York, and today we are going to take Uncle Sam's boat tours, and we are headed, and we're in Thousand Islands. We're in Thousand Islands, just to let everybody know. We're taking Uncle Sam's boat tours, and we're going to Boldt Castle. We're going to take this boat tour over to Boldt Castle. We're going to see this castle that was built by a man in the early 1900s, and he built this castle for his wife, but never lived in it because she died suddenly. But the Thousand Islands bought this castle. They redid it. They put it to what he expected it to be. And we're taking Uncle Sam's boat tour to Boldt Castle. Actually, and we're staying at the river's edge here in Thousand Island. Really nice place this time of year. This is fall. We just love fall here. But this is Boldt Castle we're going to, and again, Uncle Sam's boat tours. So come on, join me. You can see all the people are coming off. They're busing a lot of people in because this is, I think, the last weekend of the year, of the season for this tour. You can see all the buses coming in to go on these boat tours. But this is the downtown area right here. If you take a look, this is the downtown area of Thousand Island, Alexandria Bay. We walked around here last night. There's a lot of nice stores, a lot of nice restaurants, but this time of year, a lot of places are closing. We're in the first weekend of October, but a wonderful time to be up here. It is very, very nice day. The weather is beautiful. And you can see we're all waiting for the boat tour right here. It is just awesome. Look at this. Can't wait. Can't wait to see this castle. There's another place right here we saw it really nice. The Captain Thomas Resort. Again, we're staying at the river's edge. But yeah, this is a great day we're going to have here going over here. You can see people wearing their jackets, but actually it's warming up. It's going to be about 78 degrees. In the morning it's very cool, but 78 degrees today. So I'll probably be taking my jacket off later on. But again, come on, join me. This is going to be a great day here up in New York. And let me tell you something. I see these little trips on the commercials they do for New York. So if anybody's watching this for New York, I love the commercials you do for 30 seconds that you show what to do in New York in any time of the season. I love those season commercials. Keep them up. It gives me and Dorothy great ideas to post here on Mr. Stan 913. And thank you. We're still waiting to get on the boat, but and I guess he's telling everybody we can get on the boat. But look at the lighthouse all the way out there. We love the lighthouse. That scared me a little bit, but look at the lighthouse. So there's the castle right there, the Boldt Castle that we're going to go see. But we're going to go up and down the St. Lawrence River, and we are going to go into Canadian waters, but we're not going on Canadian soil. So again, here's where we're staying, the river's edge. Really nice place. Shore town. Just imagine a nice place as a shore town hotel. That's all I want to say. We had breakfast in the restaurant this morning. Very good breakfast. There is dinner tonight. And then here's the downtown right here. Alexandria, New York, right here. Here is the downtown area. Very small, very nice, very quaint, I have to say. And again, you can see the castle right over here that we're going to be going on. We're going to go on this, I think it's 2 hour plus tour of the St. Lawrence River, but then stopping at the castle for an hour and a half. Again, going into Canadian waters, not in Canadian soil. So let's sit back and enjoy this trip. First boat going out. They're going on another tour, which we are going to do tomorrow. So we may be on that boat tomorrow for another tour. But our guide here telling us some history, I guess. But here we go. She's getting ready.
All right, everybody, welcome aboard the Alexandria Belle today here at Uncle Sam Boat Tours on the beautiful St. Lawrence River. We do go over a few safety procedures. New York State has us regulated as well as the U.S. Coast Guard.
So I don't think we want to hear that, right? Yesterday, Dorothy and I
And,
sat out here. This is the walkway. We did
regards
this
to
walkway
concessions, we have
yesterday
a
right
fully
here.
licensed New York State bar
This
downstairs.
walkway was really
Feel
cool.
free to
So we
visit
sat
Darren.
right out here over this
At any
bridge.
point, you are free to roam around. Just please know we are subject to wakes and waves at any moment. So just hold railings
You
going
can
up
go
and
over
down
that little
the stairs.
bridge
Watch
onto
your
this
step
island.
going
It was
through
so
doors. We do
cool.
have
We loved
thresholds
it.
here.
We sat right there.
There's no smoking of any kind on this vessel.
Yeah.
No vapes.
Millionaires that live on all these little islands. The one that we were
Some
on
of those
yesterday
homes
was
you will
called
see
Casino
today.
Island.
Others have been
So
destroyed
now
by
we
fire.
have some millionaires
During
islands
the
right
Great
here.
Depression, many of
Millionaires
our
houses.
homeowners intentionally
Look at this
were owners
house
to bring
right here.
next to it a mirror image. The two homes were owned by Nathan Strauss and his business partner Abraham, co-founders of the A&S department stores.
These
in
are
New York
all
City.
on an island.
The
Unbelievable.
two men were so close that they worked together, summered together, and lived in twin homes. Abraham passed away in the house you see there. Strauss's brother was a victim of the sinking of the Titanic, and after that he was never the same. However, their business lived on when the Strausses'
Look at some of
only
these
son
houses, how
married
beautiful
one of
they are on
Abraham's
the
5
island.
daughters.
And there's
They
people
took over
sitting on the
A&S
front
department
porch.
Stores, and they renamed it into what we now know as modern-day Macy's.
Yep. And they're saying good morning to us right there.
A Cuban
How
owner of a
nice.
sugar plantation had it built in 1892. The home has 26 rooms, and most of them still contain original period furnishings from the steamboat era. And that does include one of the area's first ever player pianos. Now, just ahead of Casablanca, you'll notice the unusual seawall here with lions, dragons, and gargoyles.
Look at that.
They were placed there during the Prohibition years, and they were intended to ward off evil spirits and alcohol coming to the United States.
Look at this
Michigan. It
house
became
here.
The first lighthouse keeper
Unbelievable.
of Rock Island Lighthouse. It's located just 5 miles ahead of us in Fisher's Landing, New York.
Look how beautiful that is.
Bill Johnson would spend the rest of his life.
This is called Millionaires Row. All the millionaires live on these little islands. This is Keewaydin State
Such as the
Park,
gazebo on the
and
seawall that you'll see
Dorothy and
on our
I
left
walked
here.
here yesterday. If you watch our video
Get around this
of
rock.
the state park, we walked around here. We didn't do a lot of this here yesterday, but we walked around Keewaydin, and Dorothy and I were just right down here yesterday. Pretty cool. Look at that house. We were here yesterday. We saw that, and they were actually working on this house right here. They were working on the boathouse, but yeah, here's where we were yesterday. If you remember on our video of the
large
park
home on
here,
the head of
we were right
Comfort
here.
Island. It's called Nemavin Lodge. It has 9 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, and is unique because one large room was built with walls and ceilings rounded off, so there's no corners.
That is long viewed. That's man-made
Back in
right there. Look at that.
1890s, Mr. and Mrs. Hudson P. Rose from Cleveland, Ohio, wanted to build a summer home here. Unfortunately, Miss Rose could not find an island that she liked, so Mr. Rose built a seawall around 3 underwater shoals, pumped out the water, and filled it back in and built the beautiful home you see there today.
Wow.
However, after only 1 year, Mrs. Rose
If you look down there,
decided
that
she didn't
bridge
like the
there
home,
takes you into
she didn't
Canada.
like the island, and she didn't like Mr. Rose, and she left all 3.
How cute these houses are, and there's people are right here. Look at this.
Is known as the American Narrows. As you can see, there's not a lot of room here between the islands.
Look
St.
at this.
Lawrence River.
Wow.
It has about 160 feet of water above its hull.
Beautiful
And because
homes.
the
Look at
ship
this one
broke in
over
half,
here.
It can never be brought back
That's
to the
absolutely
surface.
beautiful.
The estimated loss of the
Look at
ship's
that.
cargo
She's talking right now about a ship that is 200 feet down below the surface that sunk. But look at
Now,
that.
beautiful stone house, all the rock walls you see there, that's Hopewell Hall. That was owned by late Miss Clover Boldt, who was the last surviving grandchild of George Boldt, builder of Boldt Castle.
Look at that. Comes Boldt Castle, where we're going to stop later on. She's talking about it right now. Look at that.
Construction lasted 5 years and it cost around $2.5 million. George said he was building the castle to show his wife how much he loved and appreciated her, as it said she was.
Look at
The
that.
first structure on the island itself is the Arch of Honor. The arch was completed in the spring of 1899, and guests would be officially met there as they passed under the arch on their way to the castle. For George, the arch was a symbol of his triumph over poverty. That second structure you see there, that is known as the Ulster Tower. formerly known as the Children's Playhouse, but that's not correct. Today, it'd be more aptly described as George's Man Cave.
Look at how beautiful
Inside,
this
there were
is.
bowling alleys, billiard rooms, and more. All of these housed one
122
for every day of the
rooms.
year.
Wow.
The upper levels consisted of living quarters grouped in suites reserved for guests. The second floor suites were for the Boldt family. In the grand social area, the dining room, the living room, and the ballroom were all on the ground floor.
Look at this.
Now, the Italian garden is located just over the lower extension of the castle here. And that was where the Boldts planned to have a large greenhouse. Today, that site is used to host as many as 60 summer weddings. This last building, you've probably seen millions of pictures of it. It is more commonly photographed as Boldt Castle than it is the powerhouse or the pump house. 2 coal-fired generators and pumping equipment supplied electricity and water to the rest of the island. Inside the clock tower was a set of chimes that were replicas of those at Westminster.
She made us just look down below and see if we could see. We are now in Canadian water, so she made us look over to the side of the boat and look for something under the water, but it was the imaginary line, so we're now in Canadian water. So here's the United States over here, and we're in Canadian water right now. So we're on the Canada side right now of this water line here. So it's we're officially in another country, right?
Yeah.
Right now, yeah. So we are in a foreign country, yes, but who knows? So we are pretty cool just to think that you're now in a different country. This is an island on the Canadian side, and there's apparently some bald eagles. There's 2 nests in a tree we can see. So we don't see them.
Now, if you do have
Rockport
an Uncle Sam boat
in
tour
Canada.
with me,
This is a town, Rockport. We may be going there, not sure. We're going to go into Canada.
but in all seriousness,
But that's
they
Rockport,
are
Canada.
Audio recordings, so it's the same recording every time you get on the boat. Here, you might have a different tour guide and tour every time you're on here.
Small town there in Canada. So we are in Canada right now.
Now there is. They
Up
also
on the
have
bridge. This bridge takes you in from New York into Canada. Hopefully we will be doing that. But that lookout tower off to the distance, that's in Ontario, Canada. So we may be doing that too. I'm not promising, but check out on the page and you will see if we did this. But there's the bridge going over into Canada. And we are still in Canadian waters. And we should be coming back now to
the
American
statue
waters soon.
up on the cliff there. That was a statue of St. Lawrence.
So it's Hill Island here going over to the Canadian mainland.
Great Depression.
So this is Hill Island
Today,
over
over
here.
2 million
And we're
cars
going
are
to the
driving
Canadian
past
mainland over
each
there.
year.
Really
For a
small
total of
suspension
$4,
bridge.
you can cross over that bridge.
So you can see right here,
It's called the House of Seven Gables.
we're still on the Canadian side, but
It's owned by a retired Canadian veterinarian.
we should be coming
Dr.
back
R.W.
soon to
Stonehouse.
the American
And
side.
that's a 4-acre island with a boathouse, fully
Coming into the
furnished.
castle now. We're going to dock here. We're going to go into the castle. Just look how beautiful that is. Really, really unbelievable. Can you imagine just living here? This was such a great tour. It's called the Two Nations Tour. You go from American waters into Canadian waters and back. And then you can dock here at the castle and spend as much time as you can. And the shuttle picks you up. There's another shuttle that picks you up 15 and 45 minutes after the hour. So again, this is just unbelievable. And we like to do these trips for you
we hope you enjoy them. Coming into Boldt Castle now. You see this is where we're going to dock. Really, really cool place. We are now in the grounds on the castle. Look at the flowers. Just look at this. Boldt Castle.
With little scissors.
Our friend Bob just said, how do you do that? Little scissors. Look at that. There's the castle right there. Wow. You can hear the boats going off in the distance. We're on the porch of the castle. Look at the ceilings. This is absolutely gorgeous. And then this leads you out to here. And this is where they are probably going to have a wedding today. Look at this. The castle's right to my left. And the one furthest is, they told us on the boat tour that this is the power station where they kept the power. In the castle right now, and look at the ceilings. Look at this. I may be going out of order here, but I just look at this grand staircase, and then I'm just going to look up. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the ceilings. Look at this. This is the reception room. Absolutely beautiful. The billiard room. And this is the dining room area. Look at this. In the dining hall, this is the butler pantry. Look at that. Look at that sink. Oh my God. Isn't that cool? This is so cool. To think that people had this type of money is just amazing. So now we're going back into, we're going to go upstairs. Now I'm on the second floor. This is looking down at the first floor, grand staircase here. And there's actually a third floor. Boldt suite. And you can see it looks like they had sort of a radiating system of heat in here. This was Louise Boldt's room. Look at this. Oh my God. And look at the ceilings. Absolutely beautiful. Love bathrooms. Look at the old toilet. Check that out. That is so cool. Wow. So this is the reception room. Look at the colors. Like, they just went with a period. And because if you look at some of these pictures, it was disarray. They never finished this place. And it was falling apart. So they actually went with a period and figured out what it would have probably looked like when they finished the mansion, the castle. Oh my God, I can't speak because there's just so much beautiful furniture in here. Look at the sitting, the window sitting area. It's so pretty, and you can see out the window the St. Lawrence River. Came to the third floor, and you can look all the way down to the first floor. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. But look at the chandelier. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? On the third floor, these are rooms that they never finished, but this is what it looked like before they finished it. So just to get an idea, look at the curved windows. These are curved windows. And I think this is terracotta brick. And our house is made out of terracotta brick as well. But look at the old wood, how they fit at the window. Look at this. But this is what it looked like before they actually fixed this castle up. The old floors here. These would be great if they redid them. Fireplace. Wow. The dome at the main staircase. If you look, this is the dome. It doesn't actually go outside. Look at that. This is the roof of the castle. And this is the dome right here. Isn't this so amazing? Look at the architecture in here. And they actually, to fix it, they have steel beams in here. Look at that. This is just so cool. So cool. Going up these staircases takes you all the way outside. Look at this. Before I turn, this is another room with a fireplace. And then this takes you outside. Look at this castle. And again, there's where we're staying, right across. We're staying right across there. This is absolutely amazing. I'll say it over and over again. I highly recommend coming here. Look at the architecture here. Off in the distance, you can see the lighthouse in between the tree here. You can see the lighthouse there. Absolutely beautiful. This is coming down the main staircase, what it looks like. And there's his wife who passed away very young on the mantle there. But this is absolutely beautiful. And looking up again at the chandelier, look at the dome. I mean, I keep saying chandelier, it's a dome. And it's just so cool. And then you look back down here, this is what you see now in the basement. So this is like right below the main staircase. So there's a workshop here. I think this is where the workers who are keeping this castle up and running. But this was probably like a wine cellar down here. This is just, wow. there's a pool. See the sign right here, it says pool. Here, this is where the pool is. Wow, they had a pool. An indoor pool inside this castle. And you see they have a pump going to keep the pool chlorinated. They must be working on this to keep it up. Now outside the castle, here it is again. And there is a wedding in progress above here. So they blocked this off. So they're having a wedding today. There's actually 2 weddings today. And we're going to walk down to the powerhouse to check out. And to get to that, you can bypass and go down this way here. You can see the clock off to the distance. The powerhouse is right there. Oh, and there's the lighthouse right across there. Look at that pretty shot of the lighthouse. Wow. And the boats are going by. I highly recommend this place. I highly recommend a lot of places we go to, but this tops it. This tops it. Look at the boat going by. And it's right now in the 70s today. The sun came out. You saw earlier on the boat that we were in clouds, but it has really cleared up. It's such a beautiful day. At the powerhouse, look where you see this. This is the powerhouse where they got power for the castle. And again, you saw that from the boat tour. And if you look very closely, there's our boat tour going out on its second mission for the day. And then the house is, the castle is right behind us right here. I think the powerhouse is absolutely beautiful. And then we have right next to, you can see the lighthouse right across there. You see the boats going by. So now we're going to go in. Look at this. This is going into the powerhouse. Got water coming in from the wake of the boats. But this is going into the powerhouse now. Look at this. Wow. And there's a whole history of the power, how they did this. The generators. Wow.
Look at how bad a shape it was in.
Yeah, and look at how bad a shape it was in back then. This was the powerhouse after fire and ravages of times from the elements. 1986, they started fixing it. And there's the castle being built in 1933. Look at that. 1903, right there. The Ulster Tower Empire style. This was mostly like his main cave. Look at this. This is absolutely, God almighty. Look at the flowers. And down here. Inside his man cave. Look at this. He just had a whole bunch. Wow. Look at the ceilings. He had a fireplace. And he had, wow. This is inside. They're still they're
fixing this up.
They're working this. Wow, this is the inside. They are working on this. They're redoing all the wood. You can see through there, but there is a bowling alley, and the bowling balls are like right here. So he has a bowling alley down here. If you look very closely, you can see the bowling pins at the very, very end. But they're refurbishing all this. You can see up here. This is all being refurbished. outside here. You look out at the river. There's another ship going out. Look at that. So that is the Boldt Castle, and we are going to take the boat back to the downtown area. But I highly recommend this Boldt Castle. The boat tour was awesome. It was over an hour, the boat tour, and we could just spend as much time as we want here on the castle. There is so much to see. There is so much to read. There is so much to do. There's a cafe here. Over here is a wedding going on right now. But what a beautiful place. We've been to many places like this, but this probably really tops it the most. So if this is your first time watching, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like to receive future notifications, hit the bell. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Mr. Stan 913, Boldt Castle. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.